Hello everyone, this is Garrett 2x4 here, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Build a World War II German Airbase. In this episode, we're going to be making a lot of great progress, building up additional hangars, logistical buildings, and also some anti-aircraft batteries, as well as some details. So, a lot of good stuff packed in here, and in the beginning here, you can see me working on the basic structure of our hangars. Unfortunately, I did lose the footage of me camouflaging them and finishing up all the little details, but you'll see the final product here in a little bit. This next area here is going to be our logistics or kind of maintenance yard for a lot of our support vehicles around the base. So we have a bit of a garage here and just some facilities to store vehicles and be worked on. But throughout this time lapse here, I'm just going to be popping in here and there to let you know what we're working on. Yeah, this here is just our maintenance yard, and this was built in our live stream. So if you're interested in seeing the live build of it, definitely feel free to check out that live stream. Which is my most recent one as of this video going live. This next section here was a build we were working on for a Barrage balloon type hangar. And this was worked on also in that live stream. However, I ended up deciding to move it. I don't know where exactly we're going to be putting it yet, but I decided to include the footage because I do plan on using this building. I just don't know exactly where it's going to go. But it's just a simple little hangar here that's designed to store Barrage balloons, and I plan on having a few Barrage balloons here around the base. So hopefully, this will find a place somewhere else, but this is just the footage of it being built up. This next segment is going to be us working on building up some just random buildings to fill in the space. Now, I wanted to break up a little bit of the heavily concentrated concrete jungle type look we had with a lot of the barracks area and the hangars, so I felt having some green spaces to help develop this area would be a little bit of a benefit to the base, and I think it works out pretty good. So we just have a couple of small logistical buildings, maybe a couple of different shops, and maybe like a little barracks building right here next to it. And you'll see behind us here in the next section why we have some green open space here, but I really like it with the trees and all that in the buildings. I think it worked out really good in this case right here. With the infrastructure all completed, I went ahead and started working on some more anti-aircraft gun positions. Obviously, with a World War II base, we want to have quite a few of those, and the Germans were no exception to having lots of anti-aircraft batteries. So in this little segment here, we're working on some defensive positions here, which would be home for some 3.7 centimeter Flak 36 anti-aircraft guns. And then over here, I did start work on a new Flak 18/36/37, whatever you want to call it, the 88 millimeter heavy flak gun that the Germans used. We have a version here with just kind of a straight on look, and then I also built an angled version of the gun, which we'll see here shortly. So we have both basically designs here that we could throw around the base to bolster its defenses and create some cool anti-aircraft gun positions. And speaking of those positions, right here is actually where I start building a quad Flak 88 gun pit design. So we have the first pit here, and then there'll be a additional 3 other pits you can see being built, which are all interlocked and have guns in them and all that stuff, and you'll see a little bit more detail about that later. Now, after finishing the anti-aircraft guns, of course, I had to create the accompanying spotlights. So this right here is the 150 centimeter German searchlight that they used in the war. It was kind of the middle ground. There was a 60 centimeter and a 200 centimeter, and this here would just be used to help triangulate targets and check for enemy aircraft above the skies, as well as a little power cart behind it, which would power the light. Now, in this next last portion of the kind of time-lapse section of the video, this is going to be building up some of the different pallets and different assets I was going to be using around the base, and you'll see that a little bit more in like the cinematic shots, just basically some scattered crates and cargo and stuff like that around the base to just help kind of reinforce, it's, an active base and give it a little bit more life. Now, right here we do have the Opel Blitz, which was the main logistical truck used by the German military during World War II, and I wanted to create several variants of it. So we had the base variant there and just a couple of the different cargo versions, flatbed, covered, and all that. as well as a couple of fuel truck versions, as we'll definitely need some fuel trucks around the base. And it also went ahead and created the ambulances, which we'll be using in a future episode when we build like kind of like our first responder area. I haven't designed the fire trucks yet, but that is something that will probably be coming in that episode when we do get around to that point. However, I'll let the rest of the time lapse finish out, and we'll finish this off with some cinematic shots. And with that, guys, that's going to wrap up everything we have for episode 2 of our Let's Build a World War II German Airbase. Lots of good progress was made in this update, and just, you know, really loving the way the base is coming together. It's completely surpassed our other base that we've attempted years ago, and is really starting to turn into something special. Now, there were some questions about downloads for this. This build will be available for download after it is completed, or whenever I get to a point where I'm no longer working on it. So there will eventually be a download for it. So if you're one of those people that are able to download it and want to download it on your PC or Bedrock, I am going to make it available. It just will be through PlanetMinecraft, and there'll be more of a dedicated video when it comes down to that. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the new editing style for this Let's Build. I've been taking some inspiration from other YouTubers that do Let's Builds, and just kind of trying to see how they do their structuring, and I think this structure is a lot better in just terms of the overall like look and feel of the video. So if you do like it, let me know. Obviously, leave your feedback and all that in the comments. And of course, if you have any ideas for what we could add to this base, be sure to let me know as well. And feel free to stop by the live streams. They're going to be a little impromptu, probably either Thursday, Friday, or Saturdays will be the days I'll be doing them. But they'll just be here and there, and just probably working on some like simple little portions of the base, or some, you know, areas that are going to take a little bit of time to like detail up or fix up. So I definitely look forward to seeing you guys stop on those streams, and I look forward to doing some more of them. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed episode 2, and this has been Garrett 204, and I will see you guys next time.